I'm Kenny. I'll be honest with you. I'll be a little livid behind this because you told me I was the guy. It's a situation where don't believe what they say, believe what they do. That don't make sense to people that tell me they're committed, and that's where, to me, it becomes very problematic and sticky for Kenny. If I'm Kenny, at some point, because he can command it before it gets super bad, I'd probably be talking to my agent like, can we find a way out somewhere?
That was ex-Steeler Ramon Foster talking about the quarterback position in Pittsburgh with the Steelers signing Russell Wilson to the team. He said if he was Kenny Pickett, he would get with his agent and see if he can get out of town. Now, it's going to be a little hard. It's going to be rough for Kenny Pickett, to get out of town because the only way out of town is through a trade. With Kenny Pickett still being under contract, the rookie contract and things like that. So the only way out is a trade. And if you look at it, man, what would the market be like for Kenny Pickett? And then the Pittsburgh Steelers will probably not want to accept the compensation that they would, the calls they would get if they would get any calls. I mean, there's probably a team that would take Kenny Pickett if that were to happen. I don't think so. But, compensation, you would have to take a low pick. If you're the Steelers, you're probably going to get a 5th round pick, maybe 6th or 7th. If you look at Trey Lance, it was a top 3 pick. San Francisco moved up and did all that, to get Trey Lance, thinking he was going to be the guy. And, they gave him more time than Pickett, but, he was number 3 pick. And they got rid of him for a 5th or 6th round pick, something like that. So, and they moved up for that guy. And that's what he went for, So Kenny Pickett, I don't think the Steelers will want to get back a 5th or 6th round for Kenny Pickett at this point in time, so maybe down the line, but I don't think that's what, I don't think they invested the 1st round pick to just 2 years, coming into year 3 to give them away like that. So Kenny Pickett probably is going to be stuck on a roster, for this year, 2 years. The option's probably not going to be picked up, so he's probably going to play his final year out and see what happens from there. I mean, you never know what happens. Things could change. And they can pick it up if, injury and things like that happen. But Kenny Pickett is just going to have to work, man. He's just going to have to take a page out of the Mason Rudolph book and put his head down and work, just like Mason did. Mason, he went through it. It looked like it was going to be his time, and then they signed Mitchell. And then he was behind Mitchell, and then he ended up getting his turn, towards the end of the year, due to injuries and bad play, which is part of the game. And then he took full advantage of it. And there's word out there that there's teams interested in Mason Rudolph as a backup out there, So that's just what Kenny Pickett's going to have to do. He's just going to have to put his head down and work. You can understand the frustration, and they saying, hey, man, now I get that. They say, hey, I'm the guy. And, it's a big year for me, and things like that. And then you turn around and basically replace me, say it's a competition, but, you can tell how it's looking. So, yeah, the frustration, you get it, but it's the business side, and you got to work. And now your shot is over for right now. You just put your head down, like I said, like Mason Rudolph did, and you just study the playbook and you be ready, just like Mason was when your time come. And then you can put yourself in an opportunity to maybe leave town and go lead another team somewhere. But as of right now, the only way out would be a trade, and the compensation probably wouldn't be enough for the Steelers to even entertain anything at this point in time. So Kenny Pickett is just going to have to deal with the tough side of the business, and that's just what it is. Like you said, like Ramon and I've said, you know, you got to go by the actions, you know, and that's just part of the business as well. It comes along with it. And you have to be a professional in this business. So that means when a situation ain't, you know, it don't go your way, and things, you know, you was told one thing and now it's another, but hey, you got to have it in your head. That's the business side of this thing here. You know, I can control my play on the field, but I can't control anything else after that. So, you know, that's what the agents and everything else is for. And you just got to roll with the punches. And that's just where Kenny Pickett is at right now with the Steelers, man. He just got to roll with the punches. Your play wasn't good enough, you know, to stay QB1. I know you probably thought hearing it was a big year. Hey, man, I'm just going to bring in Brissett, you know, one of those guys, you know, journeyman, Tyrod Taylor, one of those guys, maybe Winston or somebody, who knows. But bringing one of those guys and make it look like a, you know, so-called competition, giving me the edge and I can win it and things like that, and give me my shot at being the franchise in year 3. But that's on hold, but it's not over. You just got to go about it the right way. So do you agree with Ramon Foster saying that he'll be looking for a way out if he was Kenny Pickett, man? It's just, where would he go? You know, who would want him? That would be the question marks, and what would the compensation be? And I don't think the Steelers would even want to listen to that at this point in time. So we'll just have to see what happens with Kenny Pickett, if any trade or, you know, requests, you know, anything like that pops up, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.